Hello everybody, how nice to see you again and again. There is some man who's been going hungry like a wolf whole day round. Now we should bring him here on this very chair with his chip and fish.
Chip and fish, fish and chip.
Come, Mr. Paul, come and eat at least today your meal.
Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. I've had a busy day today. Priscilla Booth has been on her own, doing her washing and her ironing and all this kind of thing.
Yes, of course.
Now, you might think that I'm being tight, but I did offer to buy her fish and chips or whatever she wanted, perhaps a large sausage.
Yeah, as usual, for the last period of time, I only eat once a day, and it's more than enough for me. So I don't want to become the crocodile. I don't want to become a hippopotam. Hippopotamus. Yeah, and I don't want to put that weight on me that I've already reduced from me. So I will be happily looking, or maybe
you might want to sit a chip there.
You know,
have a chip. Go on, have a chip.
Have a chip, and then have another one, and then
this is how it
and
works.
then you will be appearing with an empty plate. End up with them.
Anyway, this fish and chips is from the Peyia Chippy. That's on the main road up through central Peyia into the village itself. A lot of people who've been to Paphos and been to Peyia know where it is. And it's been there since about 2012, if I recall correctly.
It's nice.
So it's been there quite a long
Very
time.
nice.
Generally proper chips, cut and fried to order, and the fish is fried to order as well. So very nice. So try chip.
Some people like it with the sauces. I would put plenty of sauces to start with in my taste, but you don't like it very much. You need to taste it.
I think I'm a bit of a traditionalist, so I like fish and chips, shall we say raw, but with salt and vinegar. That's how I like it.
In my opinion, many people, we all different. Some people like saucy, and some people like the plain one. Now only you decide, and you know what is better for you.
Well, in the UK, it's quite popular to have fish and chips with gravy. And it's quite popular to have fish and chips with curry sauce. I think that's the number one, to be honest.
Curry sauce is nice.
Yeah, and I don't dislike it, but personally, I prefer it as it is. If you want to feast your eyes and digest upon it, that's come all the way from Peyia, so that's taken me about 15 minutes in a car, and it's still hot. I'm not going to warm it up in the microwave because that tends to dry it out a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
I think. It's still tasty. I think it would have been even tastier if I'd sat in the car and ate it in the paper. Because again, that's a British tradition.
Many people do it. Don't you know that?
Very good.
To eat it from the oven and to the mouth, we say. I don't know if you say the same, but we normally say it from the oven and straight away to the mouth. And yes, I've eaten today. I only eat once a day. He's boasting now.
Well, it's very soft and succulent fish. There's no doubt about that.
It looks very nice and it looks very representable. Now, the chips that I tried, one was amazing and was very tasty. Nothing else I can say because nothing else I'm allowed to try anymore. Otherwise, I'm becoming a crocodile, becoming bigger and bigger. And whatever I lost, within a week, I'll be bringing back.
It's very easy to put weight back on, isn't it?
Yes.
Like I say, I've been out all day today. I went out at 6:30ish, I suppose it was.
Yeah.
I've been back once or twice to make sure that Priscilla Booth is all right. She wanted some cranberry juice.
Cranberry juice? Not cranberry, but granberry juice.
I'm still trying to taste that juice, by the way.
It's very nice because, you know, we all different. Cranberry and...
Grape.
Grape.
That's what it says on the carton, anyway.
Yeah, and this
but
is
there's I don't know how they've done it, but there's no sweetness in it. There's no sugar in there.
Shouldn't be sugar. I'm not allowed to have any sugar. It's absolutely no sugar package should be written on it.
How do you like a bit of sugar? One hot latte with a sugar. Anyway, let me continue eating and tell you a story along the way. Where does fish and chips come from? Well, it's a very, very old British tradition, but originally it comes from France, by the way.
France?
So I'm told, yeah.
Oh,
and then the British put their twist to it and changed the pommes frites into big slabs of potato.
What is pommes frites?
Chips. but the French posh way.
Oh.
So they say. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Well,
We
that's
didn't
what
know.
I was told anyway.
You see, many people are. I used to be like that, eating everything I did like, and then at the end of the day, in the morning I was just standing on my scale. I weighed myself every day, every morning, and I was thinking, why don't I lose my weight? And I wanted to eat everything I could see. My eye only could admire the beauty of the tastiness of the food. Then I just wanted to lose the weight. It was impossible, is it? It was impossible. How you want to eat anything you can see around you and then to lose weight? It's impossible.
Well, I like me fish and chips.
Well,
And,
especially you haven't eaten all day round, and that's fair enough. Now you can eat once a day, every 18. Now you haven't been eating for what, 8, maybe more, 20 years. I was going to say hours.
About 20 hours,
20,
isn't it? So it's
somewhere
okay.
there, and it's fair enough.
Now, I'll tell you a little story about my father. My father used to work abroad, many places, Egypt, Kuwait, Abu Dhabi, Africa, all sorts of places. He was a structural engineer and an architect all rolled into one. Very clever man indeed. But anyway, every time he used to come back to the UK, he always used to, on the first night, he'd always fly in around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We'd go to Manchester Airport, pick him up. Normally came to London, spent a couple of days in London, and then flew to Manchester. We'd go and pick him up. He'd come back to the house, have a quick shower, get changed, get into the car, and always go down to the town where we lived, just outside Wrexham, which is Mould, and go to a fish and chip shop called Wes's, which I think is still there, Wesley's Fish and Chip Shop, because he believed it was the greatest fish and chips in the world.
Must be popular if it's still
Oh, it was
there.
always busy. It was always busy. And I used to go with him, and it always used to shock me that the man, I mean, we're going back a long time. I hope Wes is still alive, by the way, but he's probably not. But it always just shocked me that
Like
it always used to
McDonald's.
remember my father. And they used to have a little chat, and he'd say, oh, where have you been? And they'd say, oh, I've been up to Abu Dhabi, or I've been to Kenya, or wherever it is. And he never used to ask him what he wanted. He knew he wanted fish and chips with salt and vinegar. I would often have a small sausage, yes, Andrea, and chips with salt and vinegar. And we'd go outside and we'd sit in the car and eat these fish and chips. And he wouldn't say anything. He would just be munching away like this.
Andrea, there is no vinegar on your sausage. No, 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 no. No way. It's not vinegar is available on your sausage. Of course, because it's going to get burnt. And
It's going to go limp, is what she says.
limp.
Limp.
And I remember in many videos she's saying that no vinegar is like a taboo. You know, taboo? It's something non-exceptional.
Well, some people like it and some people don't.
We all
It's simple, isn't
different.
it?
We all different, and I should say something that I do really like. Mr. Paul will never. I'm more savory.
You're a savoury person.
Savoury.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's how I term it, and I'm a sweet person.
Sweet
I do
person.
like sweets and chocolate and Coca-Cola. But luckily, I tend not to eat that much in the day. I have 4 or 5 coffees on my travels and a can of Coke,
On this note,
but that's it.
please don't forget to come and see our cocky. Hideous, you said Coke, and I repeated just, and likes and likes again. As we say, where we should go for a best holiday, location, and when we are filming, me and Mr. Paul expecting kindly your beautiful likes, thumbs up. There is the place there under the video. You can always find it easily. It costs nothing to you, but it brings a huge happiness into our hearts. And since the last video is, I noticed to you and mentioned to you, Mr. Paul, when you ask, you always get. If you don't knock at the door, nobody opens it to you. So this our dearest people, the followers of our channel, and don't boast now. Just eat
Very
quiet.
soft.
Good boy.
Very
Enjoy.
soft indeed.
I like when he enjoys the food.
There goes a
Who's
chip on
gonna
the floor.
clean it? Anyway, and I mentioned it only once, and all this our beautiful followers and family members, the people who watching us, starting to put likes, likes and likes. I have never seen so many likes after 2.5 years since we start our channel, by the way. And
Very
I'm
kind, thank
very,
you.
very grateful of this fact and appreciating it really.
Yeah. And on that note, if you do like what you see, as Marika was saying, hit that like, thumbs up button. Doesn't cost you a single penny. Please subscribe to the channel. Again, doesn't cost you a single penny. But if you would like to keep the channel afloat, say a big thank you, a gesture of goodwill. Why not go and hunt us down on the Buy Me a Coffee platform? You can Google these magic words, Marika and me, Buy Me a Coffee. Up will come our landing page. You can read that little bit more about us. And of course, choose to read a comment or two. Or you can go to our About page on YouTube, and there are 3 links in there. One link is for Buy Me a Coffee. Again, it'll take you to the Buy Me a Coffee page. And we thank you very, very much indeed. There's also another link for Marika's brand new channel, which of course is Marika and You. And of course, we'd like you to come and watch 1 or 2 of her adventures. Shopping, clothing, jewellery, and even her life story.
Many things you can't even imagine that I can translate to your attention. And really thanking you for your kindness reviews. Whatever you're writing for me is a huge important thing, because my channel is just starting. He's still boasting on the fish. Which Mediterranean sea it was swimming, let me ask.
As tradition goes, it's not in the Mediterranean Sea.
You know that
It's
by
in the North Sea.
boasting after piece, you're just risking to lose your fish. Fish can be swimming in the Mediterranean Sea immediately back.
Well, the cod doesn't like the Mediterranean Sea. It likes the North Sea.
Really?
Yeah, and
I
the
didn't
Icelandic
know that
Sea, I
much.
think it is as well.
Well, the more you read, the less you know, I always say. And I'm not a very well knowledge about the seas and geography. Geography, yeah, for me, it's a little bit hard part of the life. Still learning.
Definitely. Look at that. That's a good bit of fish. You want a piece?
No.
No.
And
You're sure?
yes, I am. I am sure. But I think always you have to like something what you do, and it brings a huge excitement, motivation in the heart. And always remember that if you do something without your will, you just pressing on yourself. And this is not, even now, Mr. Paul, this simple thing, let me tell you, he's enjoying his meal. The man hasn't been eaten for whole day. And how nice to observe him enjoying his food. And when you don't enjoy anything you do, whether it's food that you eat,
it becomes difficult to do, doesn't it? That's what it is.
Very difficult, yes.
It's like I say, I enjoy what I do for a living. Again, I've got a channel, Cars and Me. You can hunt it down in our About page. There's a link for that one as well, or hunt it down on YouTube. And I thank each and every one of you who has chosen to subscribe. And slowly but surely, the channels will grow. And we do thank you very, very much indeed from the bottom of our 2 hearts. I'm going to say that fish and chips was certainly very, very good.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, because I saw you eating and enjoying. Normally you would leave much more than this in the plate, and today you didn't.
Well, everyone's got different opinions on batter. In the UK, it's quite an important thing. People talk about batter, don't they? And this batter is quite soft, as you can see. Now, I quite like soft batter. Some people like it crispy. But of course, what happens is when you go to the fish and chip shop, you can instruct them and you can say, can you, batter the living daylights out of it? And also, in some fish and chip shops, they're actually, if you want it lightly battered or heavily battered, and there was the thickness of the batter.
But let me correct you now. Whenever because I'm a very good cook. I am a very good cook. Anything I do it my way, but very tasty way. Whatever they do, by the time you take it with you and bring up to whatever distance is you up to your house, and you re-hot it, you put it in microwave and make it hotter, it's lost all its conditions.
That's the problem, yeah. I mean, I didn't put it in the
lost.
microwave, but it's travelled 15-20 minutes from cooked fresh.
Yeah.
And it's cooked to order in the Peyia Chippy. I'm not promoting the Peyia Chippy, we're not in their pay, and I paid for that. And if you're curious to know how much it was, a medium cod with a medium chips is €10 in the Peyia Chippy. A small cod is a little bit smaller, I assume, and a smaller portion of chips, that's €8.70, and they also do a big one as well. So how big it is, I don't know. One day we'll get it, and that is €12.
12.
€12 for the large cod
Well,
and chips.
it's a quite reasonable price, I should say.
I think it's a reasonable price.
Because they have to earn that cost, food cost should be well priced, because otherwise, how do they earn this
Well,
money?
you've also got to remember, in the UK, the fishermen are going out into the sea. They're out there for a week maybe at a time. They come back with their haul, and then they sell it, for example, in Hartlepool.
They come
I'm
down
pretty sure.
with a haul.
Their haul of fish.
Be careful what you're saying.
Yes, I understand.
In between
Confusing
me
you.
and you. The fishermen going to fish, and they come down with and come back with a haul.
Well, the odd fisherman has been known to do that, by the way.
How do I know? What does it? Okay,
Haul.
haul.
So in their nets of fish,
nets,
that's their
nets.
haul.
I know net.
All their fish is referred to as their haul. So I'm pretty sure Dame Anne remembers,
Paul, use the
because I
words
remember
correctly.
that Dame Anne's grandmother had a fish and chip shop.
She used to say, our Dame Anne used to say that she used to observe as a girl this huge sea waves going.
Well, she'd stand on the rocks in Hartlepool and perhaps watch
she
fishermen
was-
going out and coming back
She
in.
was excited
Yeah,
to
that's
watch
right.
all this.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
This
she'll understand
explains.
about fish and chips, but what I'm coming to, in the UK, drop it in the comments, how much is fish and chips in your fish and chip shop, not in a restaurant, in your local chippy, in Hartlepool, in London, in Manchester, in Wrexham, in Chester, how much is it? Because in Cyprus it's €10 for what I would call, I think by UK standards that would be called a large, but we'll call it fish and chips. How much is your fish and chips? Drop in the comments. That was €10, so that's, we'll call it £9 to keep it simple. Okay. Is it comparable? Is it more expensive?
I
Is it
believe-
cheaper?
I've never been to England, to UK, but I believe it's twice as a price.
No. Fish and
No.
chips is, I mean,
Normally
you can go
cheaper.
to fish and chip shops. There are some gourmet chefs that have got fish and chip shops that will charge you £20. I'm referring to a normal fish and chip shop in your local neck of the woods. Drop it in the comments. How much is it? Do you think it's bigger? Do you think that was better, or was that worse?
But they have never tried it.
Well, I think it was very good.
Okay.
And I do like my fish and chips.
We will trust you, Mr. Paul. Are you going to switch off the camera, or are you
Not
going
yet,
to switch
because
on?
I haven't quite finished.
Okay.
Because I was telling you about the haul of fish.
Yes, you were saying to me that fishermen were going for fishing and they would be bringing the haul out of the sea.
Well, often that might be the case, but the point I'm coming to is always bear in mind, fish and chips in Cyprus, €10. Perhaps your fish and chips is cheaper, but this fish is imported from the UK because you can't get cod in the blue Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
So in downtown Hartlepool, for example, the boat goes out, the boat comes back in, there's your cod to the shop. In Cyprus, the same fishermen, then they have to box it up, ice it up, and ship it out around the world, which is why fish and chips often in Spain, Portugal, Cyprus is quite expensive because
Yes.
the cod is not local to that
But
area.
never think that any fish and chips shops here, they produce in the fresh fish.
Well, this is another problem in Cyprus.
It's not practical.
Well, the British fish and chip shops, this is what I'm stressing,
Should be.
are bringing in fresh cod.
Just the fresh fish. That's
Well, it's
fresh.
frozen. It's fresh,
That's fresh.
frozen, and then shipped
But
to
frozen,
Cyprus.
it's not already fresh.
Well, it
We
is,
are-
and it isn't at the same time.
We are now talking about when we're saying about fresh, it's still swimming in the aquarium.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it is still swimming.
But you can't
it's not lying
get
down
a fresh
on
cod
maybe,
in Cyprus.
But it's still it's what I'm saying, it's not lying down on the pieces of ice in the freezer, but it's still swimming in the aquarium. This is
And you're right,
fresh.
but you can't get cod in Cyprus.
Yeah.
So if you want
Maybe it's a
traditional,
bit trouble for it.
well, if you want traditional fish and chips, it's got to come out of the North Sea, be put on ice, and then shipped around the world. That's how it's done. If you go to many restaurants in and around Cyprus and they're giving you fish and chips, you'll probably be getting pollock or something else. So
Yeah.
on that note, we're going to say thanks for watching.
Have you ever tried shark?
No.
Shark meat.
And apparently, I read a story about this. Some kind of shark is now often used to supplement cod in fish and chips. But anyway, that's another story.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. And it might
Then-
go and bite you. Could do.
I don't know, but sharks made me feel very scared.
Well, if a shark gets hold of you, you will be very, very scared indeed.
Very scared, depending how big mouth it's got.
They've got quite a big mouth.
Like opens
Jump, jump.
and swallow you.
There we are. All about the body and getting eaten up, and that's what sharks do to you.
Yeah.
They don't understand what they're doing. They're just hungry. You're swimming along, chunk, chunk. Anyway, on a nice note, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like, smash the subscribe. Please don't forget to perhaps go and hunt us down on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. And don't forget to keep on coming back. We're on twice a day, 12 noon Cyprus time, that's 10 a.m. in the UK, and of course 6 o'clock at night Cyprus time, which is around about 4 o'clock in
Are you
the
stuffed
UK.
now?
I'm nicely full, yeah.
Nicely full.
I might have a bar of chocolate.
How nice a word conversation. Nicely what?
Full.
Nicely full. It means not stuffed and not hungry.
Correct.
This is somewhere in the middle.
Just about right.
Nicely full.
If I ate, there's nothing wrong with these chips, I'll pick up one for you, but if I ate all those, I would feel a little bit bloated because the portion, in my opinion, was rather large. So we're going to say thanks for watching.
I would like to say many thanks for staying with us. A really enjoyable conversation we've been having together with you, our dearest members of family, and of course the guests of our channel. Please, don't forget to put thumbs up, and you are a very good, amazing pupil, always repeating our wishes and following us. And remember, you'll never regret that one day you met us. We're loving and kissing you from the bottom of our 2 hearts, plus a fish, plus the chips. And you know, I think the fish has eaten the chips, and now fish is very fully, beautifully full. How did you say? Nicely full.
Nicely full.
Now fishing is
Cheers,
nicely
Gussie.
full, and Mr. Paul is even more nicely Chuck and Norris.
Thanks for watching.
Thank
We look
you.
forward to your company again very, very soon indeed.
Yes.
Shall I switch off?
Yes.
Yes?
If you want. If
Yes.
you want, you continue
Well, the fish and
watching
chips is gone.
how your fish is eating your chips.
Fish and chips is gone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
You take care. Loving you. And bye-bye.